In this video, I'll be showing the steps I took to do a deep clean on my locks with a little tweak to the ingredients, and it still got the job done. Maybe even more thorough. Without further ado, let's jump straight to it. So I'm starting out with the water and running it through a filter, and then from there I boil it, and then I pour that into the inflatable wash basin. Here I'm using a tablespoon of olive oil as my carrier oil, and then I'm going to add my essential oils of choice. I chose these because of their hair and scalp benefits, but you can choose whatever makes sense for you. 5 drops cinnamon oil, 5 drops lavender oil, 5 drops peppermint oil, and 5 drops tea tree oil. Then I pour the essential oil mixture into the basin. Next, I add a cup of baking soda, which is controversial for some, but I've used it numerous times in the past with great results. Now I'm going to stir those ingredients up. Stir it real well. Okay. Now let's take a look at what we're working with. At this point, it's been a while since I've had a wash, yet alone a deep clean. And you can see some of that build up. And how I'm feeling at this point, my scalp is terrible. But we're looking to fix that. You see them things slanging. Yeah, you see them things thanging. Beautiful. Now what I typically like to do whenever I've gone longer than normal without a wash is have a nice scalp scratch to loosen any dandruff, dirt, or buildup, which I think makes it an easier cleaning process. And it feels good. Now here you can see some of the dandruff and the buildup that's been loosened, and I don't think it's an accurate representation of just how much there was. Now it's time to go outside so I can shake it all out, as much as I can at least. Look at them things. Yeah. One more time. Yeah. Now for the main event. And it's helpful if you have an extra pair of hands. So here she's just covering my hair and scalp with the solution and just squeezing my locks. Then giving me a nice scalp scratch / massage to assist in the solution doing its work. In my experience, just submerging your locks and letting them sit will remove much of the buildup, but I recommend the additional squeeze and massage for the best results. Now look at that. You're gonna squeeze it on out. Look at that. Watch right here. Watch just how it just oozes out. That's crazy. Look at that water. Murky is an understatement. Now it's time for me to rinse my locks. And you want to make sure that you rinse until the water runs clear. Here you can see just how much of the dirt and grime with the combination of the mixture is being squeezed from my locks. Slow motion for you right here. As you can probably tell, I spent a decent amount of time rinsing and squeezing until the water ran clear, which is why I normally rinse and then go for another round of soaking my locks in the detox solution, but not this time. But never repeat it for a third. It's way too drying and potentially damaging to your hair. Now, when I finished my extensive rinse, it was time for the shampoo. Many of the popular detox recipes call for apple cider vinegar, which I've always used in the past, but I chose not to add it to this mixture because the shampoo I'm currently using is a vegan apple cider vinegar shampoo, and I didn't want to potentially overdo it. The shampoo smelled and worked great with minimal residue, and on top of that, it is owned by a black woman, so for me personally, that's a plus. Now, this is what the water looked like when I came back to it. Ugh. The dirt's just floating there in clumps, looking like some old moldy water. Ugh. Now look at that. My locks look and feel so much better. My scalp can breathe. I feel rejuvenated. Feel just like a new man. But what I wish I knew when I started my lock journey is to utilize microfiber towels to expedite the drying time. And when you have locks as long as mine, it's going to require multiple towels if there are many like the ones I'm using here. But nevertheless, they get the job done. Beautiful. Now, to finish up, I had a rose water and peppermint moisturizer applied from the root to the ends of my locks. And of course, you can't go wrong with an additional scalp massage. And that concludes this video. That was my own personal little recipe that I decided to try, having done the more popular version in the past. I will leave a list of the ingredients in the description, and if you decide to try this recipe for yourself, leave me a comment, let me know how it worked for you. Like and subscribe.